Hi friends!
Hello homies!
I'm Fifi.
And I'm Safi.
And we are going to talk to you about
why Safi yelling was actually helpful for our relationship. Really, we're talking about effective communication, but why Safi yelling helped our relationship.
What
happened was we got into a tiff where I didn't like that Sophia was working on a Sunday. I didn't know she was going to be working. She was working for a long time, and I said nothing.
Nada.
I was like, well, I guess that's just what she's doing now. I guess like, when we ended up even talking about it, it was still this like tiptoeing like, well, when you do this, it makes me feel this. Fine. Taking accountability. I statements are important. However, there is a difference between being direct and being aggressive. Take it back. Why did I not communicate with you? Right off the bat, I knew what I was upset about. I had the words for it, but I was afraid to be forward about it. And this comes from a bunch of things. I'm black, I'm masked, so I don't want to be perceived as angry or aggressive. I want to be able to communicate what I'm feeling without having to say anything because I'm so afraid of the way my tone's gonna come off when I say things flat out. Which, what could have happened in that situation was like, Sophia, why are you still on the fucking computer right now? Like, we're trying to chill. Like, can you get off? Or like, what's up?
And it was helpful for me. I have those same fears too around expressing my frustrations in general. I don't want to come off as feisty or emotional as a Latina femme. I had to be real with what I wanted out of the relationship. In those situations, the tension is so fucking thick.
Right.
I was sitting there at my laptop. I knew it was tight, and like I just really wanted to say something, and then I didn't want to say something either because I didn't want to seem explosive or presumptuous. So instead, we just
spent like 4 or 5 hours just in this like tense silence.
In this tension. So the good news is it doesn't have to go on for that long.
Right.
Like especially once you get to know how someone is feeling or like what their reactions are, you can tell when they're upset. So I just ask and say, do you want to yell at me right now?
And now even less so, she doesn't even have to ask anymore. I just do it. There's so many things that have come up after that time where it has been nipped in the bud immediately. Does that mean I'm running around calling her like a bitch or like calling her names? Absolutely not. And I think that's a good way to segue into the difference between being direct and aggressive. Aggressive is rooted and still trying to maintain power. Like, I want you to do what I say. I want you to see how mad I am. I'm here to argue. I'm not here to see your side of it. And we hang on to that because we're still trying to win something. Direct is actually displaying vulnerability. When I'm being direct and clear cut about how I'm feeling and my boundaries being crossed or whatever it is that's coming up for me, that's scary because I'm telling you that you had the power in this moment to upset me or make me feel a certain way. And then lying or not saying anything about it and hoping that your partner just guesses and you're able to have like a normal conversation about it after like 6 hours of tension is just dishonest. So
dishonesty by omission, right? Not bringing it up at all.
And that's still a way to maintain power. If I'm not talking about it, they don't need to know how upset I am. And if they guess, that's on them. They figured it out. Great for them. But when you're being direct, you're being accountable to your own feelings. You're presenting the fact that maybe you have a part in something. You know, you're giving your partner a chance to know what the fuck is up with you. Before this relationship, I carried myself in this way of like, I won't talk about it, 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 and then build a case. Now I got the list of why you are now the worst fucking partner I've ever had. Because I have not addressed any of these things. How the fuck is she supposed to know if I don't tell her? And I love like attaching like the principle, the fucking principle. Like it doesn't matter. Like the principle is that she should have known.
That's so real. It is such a display of vulnerability to go up to somebody and say like, I'm not feeling this. Like this is bothering me. This is actually a call to action for people who aren't doing this out of fear towards their partners for any reason check your relationship with that person. Maybe they're just not a safe person. You're being vulnerable. So you want to be vulnerable with someone who you know you are safe with.
Right, and teasing apart, like Sophia said, like, is it the partner or is it you? If you're in a relationship with someone who makes you feel, who gaslights you, who makes you feel silly for bringing up your feelings, then that's a reevaluation on the relationship. If you just, like, think everyone should guess how you're feeling and you're pissed, that's on you, bro. We all want to be cool.
Right?
Like,
yeah, I want to have, like, no hard feelings about anything, and I don't get offended, I don't get hurt. Mad chill all the time. There's going to be things that upset you. We're humans.
Yeah, and it comes from, like, again, like, the whiteness aspect, the masculinity aspect, even, like, those Sophia presents femme, she's expressed to me, at least, like, we want to maintain this, like, I'm chill, yo.
Absolutely. My biggest fear is always like coming off as annoying. Like as a femme, like that was one of my prejudices towards femmes, is that why are y'all so needy and irritating all the time? False. Not true. Communication can solve that problem.
For me, it's both like I don't want to seem aggressive and angry and controlling, all these like toxic masculine traits. I also don't want to seem clingy and feminine or whatever the couple of words that are probably not true would define that as.
So Safi yells at me now. Yeah, I yell at Safi now. It's great.
And like, again, difference between assertive and direct and yelling. Like, what does it actually mean? Yeah. It's like, yo, what are you doing? And she can be like, I'm doing this. I'm like, all right, never mind.
It does take, and I don't know if this is particular to our upbringings, coming from parents that yelled at us with no qualms. Like, yeah, it's not puncturing for that kind of rapport to exist. And I'm really grateful for that. I think like if you have the skin for it, definitely try to
be direct.
Yes, incorporate it in your relationships, not just your romantic ones, but in your friendships as well.
Yeah, just be straight up, yo. Like, it just saves everyone so much time. Like, I also get like sometimes we're confused about how we're feeling. We want to take time and pause before we jump right into talking about like word vomiting our feelings. But when you know in your core, like intrinsically that something is off, you don't like the way something happened or went down, just say it. It saves everyone so much fucking time. It saves so much resentment. It just brings so much more love into the relationship.
Yeah, be direct, be straight up, and
don't be fake.
Just don't be fake.
Don't be fake.
So if you enjoyed this video and want to watch more, follow us on Instagram,
subscribe to our channel,
and stay tuned for more videos. Bye!